Hang on, people. Look, it's a plane. No, it's a bird. No, it's underdog. Look, it's your government chasing somebody at 109 miles an hour, destroying taxpayers' monies, endangering everybody. Why? Because the guy was driving fast. This is what government does to protect you. It's amazing. It's amazing what government will do to protect you.
Going ahead and start EMS.
You think? You think you might need EMS? Look at all these people on traffic. Crazy, crazy pursuit. So let's see how this great government protecting and serving started. On April 10th at 6:40 in the morning, Troop H, remember, this is Arkansas State Police, 109-mile-an-hour pit. People, when you pit somebody at over 100 miles an hour, that is deadly force. Unless deadly force is authorized, you cannot pit somebody. It's like running somebody over with your car intentionally. That is deadly force. You can't do that because a guy won't show you his ID. You shouldn't be able to kill somebody because they're going 100 miles an hour and they ran from you. Just freaking crazy. Our government is so out of control, and people are like, Rick, why are you always picking on the cops? It's not fair. You just hate them. They're all heroes. What the? Sheriff's Department was requesting assistance in a pursuit. Deputies were pursuing a black pickup driven by Justin, which had recklessly driven through a traffic light without stopping. This is why they used deadly force and pitted a guy at 100 miles an hour. Are you freaking kidding me? The video is pretty long. You can go over to Real World Police and check it out. I'm just amazed at the short footage here. It shows a double camera. So all these people, they're passing these trucks and going against the flow and passing on the right, and 10 cops, government, going 120 miles an hour to catch a guy who ran a stoplight is not dangerous. But the guy they're chasing is so dangerous, they run him off the road at 100 miles an hour. Out freaking outrageous. I want you to notice all these cars. If you think they're not in danger, if this car isn't paying attention and says, oh, I need to turn here, and he changes lane and he doesn't see the cop coming at 120 miles an hour, he is trashed and his family's trashed. And a cop may swerve around him and hit these people head on, and then they die. And you multiply that every time you get multiple vehicles in a pursuit for something like this. If this guy just killed a bunch of people and he knows where a nuclear bomb's at and he's going to blow, okay, I'm okay with this. The dude ran through a freaking stoplight, and we are now into killing and endangering everybody to catch this guy. Now they chase this guy. I mean, this video is what? How long? 21 minutes long. Notice this cop driving over a hill, blind, against the flow of traffic. No, Rick, that ain't dangerous. No, they're there to protect the service, Rick. Unfreaking believable. So now they're in a cat and mouse to where when you're pursuing somebody and they're trying to stop you from doing a pit maneuver, they'll move back and forth. So this guy is against flow of traffic now. Who thinks maybe at this point they ought to say, dude, we're going to make this guy kill somebody. We should just stop chasing him. We are creating, as government, we are creating more of a danger to the public than catching a guy for running through a red light. Who thinks that might be a reasonable plan of action? Well, none of the government-trained heroes that would rather kill everybody on the road just to get their man thought of that shit. Now he knows if you let him get right next to you, he's going to pitch you. I still don't have any information on the guy. Maybe I'll look it up right here. Man, this is a extremely dangerous pit. So the GPS says we are at 110 miles an hour right here. Notice these cars, they don't have a clue. Car coming up the road, all these cars, no problem. They'll be all right. They're just pesky citizens. Shit, they'll keep paying their taxes. We'll just raise taxes on the rest of them. Freaking crazy. Here we go. A wonderful saving by the government. Man, I'm so happy we have government to protect and serve us. So, on a pit maneuver right here, when you're trained in pits, this car is supposed to drive through the pit and keep going straight. What happened is, at this speed, normally the car would spin out. But at this speed, he had so much friction and pressure from the car pushing him, the car flips. And now he can't drive through and he gets trapped pretty much behind the car that he pits. So see, he should keep going. Notice how the cop went off the road here. He's going up in the air. Man, speed is crazy. The biggest thing that kind of just really emphasizes velocity and speed is it takes as much braking power and energy, and your brakes get just as hot from slowing down from 70 miles an hour to 55. That's 15 miles an hour. You're only slowing down 15 miles. But you use the exact same energy, pressure, and heat on your brakes slowing down from 70 to 55 as you do from 55 to 0. So when your speed increases, velocity and things change and multiply so quickly, and that's what happens. That's why you don't do pits, and people are taught that you don't do pits if a guy's going over, I thought it used to be 30, 35 miles an hour. I mean, we're 3 times the limit. Maybe they've raised it. 110 miles an hour is what it says right here is the speed. 109 up here is what it says when he pitted. Crazy. So it throws this car up and over when a car turns. Now both cars are out of control, and now this car is pushing. Both cars, remember, you have both these weights combined going 100 miles an hour, and it takes a lot of friction in order to stop that. So they're sliding and pushing. Then he goes down in this ditch, which causes the truck to probably hit a culvert or something for this driveway. You can't really tell. My guess is this driveway right here, when his truck hit it, it stopped, which I would think would probably kill the guy. And the car ends up jumping over, rearing up as it's flipping the truck. So the car, the government protecting and serving, goes airborne. It literally pushes the truck and flips the truck out of this culvert from all the force. It goes up and over. And now this guy ends up hitting this telephone pole, which turns it into freaking toothpicks. Let's see if you can see the toothpicks in the other video. Look up at the top left here when he hits this telephone pole. I mean, it is just... So he hits 2 poles, I think. Here's the first pole. Pretty much toothpicks. Hits that pole. Then goes airborne. And I mean, shit, that's got to be... Man, he's freaking up there. I don't even have an idea how long a telephone pole is, but he's almost going to the top. So right about now, this cop has got, whee, I'm flying. I always wanted to be a helicopter pilot, and now I can fly. What freaking idiot. 109 mile an hour pit. This guy will be getting a medal, being a hero, endangering everybody on the roadway. Who thinks this cop did this and said, okay, let me make sure no cars are around? He didn't think of shit. He wanted to be the hero and stop and kill this guy. Out freaking rageous. Wow. Look at the carnage. Don't you feel safe? This is government. These are the heroes that are protecting us. All right, let me show it at regular speed because I don't want to have all the crybabies. Rick, we couldn't see it. You were talking and I didn't see it. Shut up. Here. Okay, so that's regular speed. Let's slow this down just a little bit. And we are going to go I think he went up because his wheels were too far forward. If he'd just hit the fender, he probably wouldn't have went up.
Going ahead and start.
Okay. So that is your government protect. Okay, so here's a little zoom in on this.
Going ahead and start EMS.
And regular speed. Zoom in. Here we go.
Going ahead and start EMS.
Alrighty. Well, we'll end that there. Your government out there protecting and serving you. Rick, only they should have guns because they have training and they're responsible, and citizens don't need guns because they don't have the training that, you know, the boys in blue do, and they're heroes. Okay, isolated incident, protecting and serving the shit out of you. Okay, according to the news, this guy did die. They killed the guy in the car. Let's take a look at this other video that they have of this.
Minutes later, as the pursuit went into Sebastian County and then back into Fort Smith just before 7, Trooper Michael Sean Ellis is the lead patrol car when the driver of the truck swerves into oncoming traffic on 0 Street. You can see the unsuspecting drivers narrowly missing the truck. That's when the state police supervisor gives the order to stop the truck.
Get up there and get you stopped. If you're driving on the other side of the road, we need to get him stopped. I don't care if it's brake taking you. Just go stop as soon as there's opening.
At speeds of more than 100 miles an hour, the vehicles crash and go airborne. Trooper Ellis's camera stops after hitting the utility pole. In slow motion, you can see the truck roll on its side and then launch Trooper Ellis's car in the air. Police and bystanders run to help. Police say the driver of the truck, 34-year-old Justin Battenfield, died. Trooper Michael Sean Ellis was released from the hospital and is home recovering. He's been a trooper with state police since 2016.
Young kid, no business doing that, following orders. Drill sergeant hat, stripe across, probably got big boots up to his knees.
And the state police policy has a lot of criteria when it comes to police pursuits, such as the dangers and risks to the public, and as the roads and traffic congestion in the area.
Danger to the public. Guy ran a red light. Cops chasing him in a 100, flipping his car and killing him. But the guy who ran the red light was a danger to the public. I mean, do reasonable people not get this? Well, isn't that there?